Hey everyone, today I will run through how to record your Bodevity assessment. I will go through the list of specifics on how to record this the most efficiently and so that the team here at Bodevity can see all of your movements and then curate a program for you. We'll start with the settings that I'm using for my camera. So I have my camera set up on a stool. It's about 2 feet high off of the ground. From there, I'm using a 1-to-1 setting, so I'll pop that up on the video screen here to show you what that looks like. And if you can find that on your camera, it'll be more ideal because it'll take up more of your body in the frame. What ankle dorsiflexion would look like. So I can check in my screen that I'm being taken up, and then I'm going to go through my 2 repetitions. The most difficult exercise to take your whole body up is the bird dog. And so for this exercise, it's okay if the camera doesn't take up your entire movement or you're not able to complete the entire movement. Your assessment video should be one continuous video. Each exercise is to be completed 2 repetitions on each side. And it's important that you face the same direction for each exercise except for the one where you're facing towards the camera, which is the hip rotation. Start with head and chin forward, shoulders rolled forward. Start by pulling the shoulder blades back together and tucking the chin to make a double chin. Return to the start position and repeat. Start with chin tuck and hug to align the elbows. Raise the elbows and look up to the ceiling, and then down to the ground, and repeat the movement. Trying to focus on your breath cycle. Chin tuck and shoulder blade pulled back to start. Raise the arm above head within a pain-free range of motion. Try to let the shoulder blade come underneath your armpit and then bring down to start position. Maintaining that good posture the entire movement, focusing on your breath cycle. And keeping your thumb up the entire movement. Chin tuck and shoulder blades back to start. Keep the elbows tucked to your side the entire movement. Start by externally rotating your shoulders and pulling your palms away from each other, increasing the resistance in the band, and then returning to the start position. Trying to maintain your posture points the entire set. Focusing on your breath cycle. Start with both feet pointing forward. Bring most weight onto the back leg. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. Keep it there and shift your weight forward. Stopping when you feel the tension in this area of the straight leg. And holding this with good positioning and posture for 20 to 30 seconds. And you can increase the stretch by putting this arm above head and side bending and then returning back to neutral. Posture points, chin tuck, shoulder blades back, tailbone tucked. I want my hips to start to move back before my knees start to bend. My hands go out in front to counterbalance this backward movement. My hips start to bend backwards. My knees start to bend and I squat down. My glutes engage at the bottom to lift me back up to my start position. So hips move backwards, knees start to bend. I drop back and down and then back up. Start by flattening your back to engage the core, trying to push your whole foot down into the ground, not just your toes, not just your heel, but the entire foot. And then squeeze the glutes together to lift you up off of the ground as far as you comfortably can, and then lowering down back to the start position, keeping your back flat the entire movement. Focusing on your breath cycle and not holding your breath. Start by flattening your low back and tightening your core. Keep the knee fairly straight the entire movement. Raise up, hold, and lower slowly. Focusing on your breath cycle, not pushing through any pain here, just meeting the resistance at the start and then lowering back down, trying to keep my core tight and my low back flat to the ground. Start by chin tuck and shoulder blades back, and then find your neutral pelvis by pointing the pelvis to the ceiling and then tucking your tailbone underneath and then going somewhere in between those two extremes of movement. Trying to stay as steady as you can, you're going to raise your arm and opposite leg out, one in front and one behind, and then reach underneath, kneecap to hand or to elbow, and then repeat that movement. Trying to focus on your breath cycle, the entire movement, and then repeating on the other side.